So last time we did classic construction, I decided I would do compare and contrast again because why not? This time we're going to do modern construction. Let's start with, oh my, what are we going to start with? Let's start with the dump truck. Here's our modern dump truck. Still an Arctic truck. It actually has the same dump bed as the classic. Why is this thing like being weird? There. I put tape on here to tell me that if I put it out here, it'll actually stay. So it's got the same size dump bed, but it's a little bit wider. The man has a grimacing face and mustache and beard thing going on. Looks like a rougher, tougher thing. It has orange light up top. That's the modern. There's the classic. Aren't they cute? I mean, their dump capacity is the same. That one's just a lot bigger. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the dump truck isn't too bad in terms of, I mean, this one's taller and it has a cab. Put a cab on this one, it's going to be about the size of that one, honestly. Not bad. I mean, really the height difference is down to the wheels. This guy's got big fat tires for going off-road. This guy has more like on-road tires for driving around on the road. So that one's not bad. That comparison isn't too bad. Go over there, dump truck. Yep. Front loaders. We don't really have the concept of a backhoe, but we have this front loader. Got ourselves a little skid steer. We got those two. We got one other too, but it has nothing to do with the old school stuff. And here is, get that out of your front scoop, the original, you down. There we go. The original. All right. So more of the size of a skid steer, honestly. Pull this over here properly. There we go. More of the size of the skid steer than this big guy here. Now you might make the argument that that's more of like a mining truck, but this, if we really wanted it to be skid steer size, which opens like that, this has to be bigger. But still, I think in the construction, it's not as bad. The difference between old and new is not quite as bad as the difference with the semis. This skid steer is really simple, like just has that, and then this opens up, and that's it for the skid steer. Really, really simple. Now, the skid steer came with, I'm pretty sure the skid steer came with this, which is an exploding toilet. And this young woman here, hello, how are you? Who is going to break the toilet. And then the skid steer cleans up the mess. It's an exploding toilet, so I guess that's a good thing. I think it probably came with dynamite or something, but it's really hard to tell because what happened with my construction stuff is it all went on that. So it all kind of goes together. This is a larger construction demolition set. It's actually on 3 old plates from Lego. I broke it. It fell apart. Hold on. Got to put it back together. I think, nope. Is that, come on. No, like, stop falling over. Oh my gosh. Go back together. Go, no. And then you press this, and it all falls apart. Woo! It all fell apart, except for that part. That doesn't fall apart. Now I've got to put that back together. It is pretty cool because it comes with like this little saw. That's so cute. And jackhammers, which this gentleman has. Hello? I can't hear you. I've been working on a jackhammer all day long, and I just go all day long. Put that over there. There's another man there. Now what comes with this set is a crane. Yeah, that. Hold on, let me move the exploded building out of the way. And the exploding toilet is an active exploding toilet. Move. Move, active exploding toilet. All right, so we have a crane with, if I can get this thing to pan up, a wrecking ball. which I can't recall how to make it. Ah, there we go. There we go. So we got a wrecking ball. This thing does swing. Doesn't do a very good job of taking down the pet store. Just kind of knocks on it, but that's okay. That's a pretty big crane. It actually does, if I pan up a little bit, it actually does reach almost to the roof of the building there. And then, of course, we've got over here, not you, you need to get out of the way. You need to get out of the way so I can get this guy who's hiding over here. Oh, he almost fell over. Our truck. He's kind of small. However, that being said, when I first was like, I'm going to do this and it's going to be like the semi-trucks and one thing is going to be huge and the other thing is going to be small and it's going to look weird. But when I pulled them out and sat them side by side before I started filming this, I realized that this guy would be great for putting together this guy if he was shipped in. So if you have this guy on a semi, this guy would be perfect for lifting and putting those parts together. So it sort of makes sense. In a way, I still think this thing is a little bit small, but it sort of makes sense. Off you go, crane truck. Bye. Don't hit anything with that. All right, so we have a giant crane that's used to break that building over there, that one right there. We've got a dump truck, which isn't too bad in terms of size. We got a front loader, which is definitely more of a mining piece of a kit. We got a skid steer. Oh, look at that, the skid steer fits right into there. And we got one more thing. It comes with an exploding sign, which that over there already has an exploding sign. It comes with a barrel full of explosives. It comes with another woman with a hammer. Hello, I'm going to knock on you. No? Okay. And it comes with a building, sort of, in the most generic way you can call this a building. Now what is it? Well, I need to hold this down because it's going to come in. Oops, not like that, it's not. Like that? Yeah, okay. Okay, his wheels, his tracks don't really work. Ah! And he's supposed to knock it down, but for whatever reason didn't fall down. Bulldozer. Yep, full-on bulldozer. You can actually lift up like that, which is pretty impressive bulldozer lifting there. Woo! Big thing. I mean, it's massive. Track width is equal to the track width of the crane. It actually is built on the same structure. Structurally, the instructions for this and the instructions for this were almost identical. Pretty big, beefy bulldozer. Definitely looks right in front of the pet shop and the palace if they were building something. It's got some rippers on the back. Rah! And a chain. You can hook the chain onto that chain that's hanging right there. And you can pull that down. Fell on a woman. It's okay. Nobody got hurt. Maybe. But it's a pretty big, beefy thing. Now the cool thing about this is I could, but it would probably break all over the place. You could take this off, the top part with the actual bulldozer part, and leave the tracks. Same with the crane too, and you would have something to build like a tank on, or you could use 2 of these, maybe, well, 4 of these, and you could make a moon crawler, like or the rocket crawler they used to use to bring the shuttle out. But I mean, the semis were massively different between the early 80s and today. The construction equipment is massively different, but it's massively different in a different way. I mean, do we really say that this dump truck, come here, is completely different than this dump truck? Well, yes, but size-wise, capacity-wise, they're the same. Use-wise, this guy's got big off-road beefy tires, so he kind of strikes me as like a full-on construction thing. This strikes me as kind of the vehicle that you would use, like, I don't want to say like home repair because that's kind of weird, but it's more something that I could see being used like on a tight city street or in a small construction project. So they actually go together pretty well. The only one that feels out of place, really, is the skid steer, because if you'd like to say, okay, skid steer in this thing, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe if we took the top off the skid steer, it would look better. I'll fix that later. Well, then he's just a really wide... Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you took the top off, maybe it's not so bad. I'll put the top back on. Go back on. There we go. There. All right, so that is the modern construction equipment. We have a skid steer. Off you go. We've got a front loader. We've got a bulldozer. We've got a dump truck. Put that in there. And we've got this crane thing here, and then we've got all this stuff here that falls apart. A lot of really cool modern construction. When I say modern, I mean the newer Lego rather than the old school Lego. And I do think that Lego crane truck, the old Lego crane truck, actually makes sense with this big Lego crane thing, only because you could use it to put it together, which I think is a good idea. All right, there you go. I'm going to get somebody to clean that mess up. I don't know how that's going to happen, but somebody's got to clean it up. Not going to be me.